Going live. You're live. Hello everyone. I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl. First of all, thanks to Xbox for providing Gamepass for PC, so I'm able to play the game using the Gamepass for PC. It's included. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So I'm finally back from vacation, and yeah, I'm late to the party. I was going to do this live stream on Monday, but I was so tired that, well, I couldn't do it. I started the gym yesterday, and well, now here I am after 2 weeks of not doing YouTube. Well, I'm back. New capture card, so now we should have VRR. You should be unable to see any screen tearing. So that's some good news. I got a new capture card. And well, I wanted to play this game on a PC. I played it on Steam Deck and it was a nightmare. So yeah, how's it going, guys? Alex, hey. You're replaying Metro Exodus until they release more patches. I mean, patches are going to be coming very soon, I'm pretty sure. But let's take a look at the options menu and start the game from the beginning. So one thing that is appreciated, they put a streamer mode, which I hope is not bugged, otherwise I'll get copyright for the music, so wish me luck on that one. Graphics, I put everything on medium except in textures, which are on low. I restarted the game after doing this, so my first thing is to put it on medium. I'm being very ambitious, I know. Balanced upscaling, FSR, no frame gen as of yet, and yeah, everything else on medium. Display, 1080p, exclusive full screen, which is nice to see, and no HDR, obviously, because we're streaming. So yeah, let's get into it. By the way, I'm playing on easy. Don't judge me. This is because I won't be paying a lot of attention. Because I'll be talking to you guys. Quite a big size game, 2 to 3 years. Big AAA titles will be 500 gigs. It's 150, so yeah, I agree. Jojo Val 1234, Afrim Sakiv. Okay, first impressions, obviously 15 FPS. Ha, pretty funny. So this is a cutscene, but still real time. And well, we're basically puking at the screen at the moment. Let's skip everything. Let's go ahead. We're at 4 gigs of VRAM. So I'm grateful that they allow us to skip everything. Okay. Yeah. Let's go for low. As I was saying, being very ambitious on this one. Let's put everything on low. I probably have to restart, we'll see. Okay, let's see. Oh! Okay. Everything on low actually works pretty well. Yeah, I think it was a VRAM thing. Okay. Can you guys see the game correctly, or I think it's too dark. But I'm not sure how you guys see it. It's supposed to be pretty dark, so. Also, my cursor doesn't work properly. V-Sync here, gamma. 44%. What? 55. Okay, so we're now on low. Let's clarify that. Low. Are balanced. Use the LSS frame gen instead. Ha! Pretty fine. I think we're good. Although I wouldn't use frame gen at 30 FPS. But the game actually looks pretty good, even on low. I love that low settings now. Looks like high settings from the past. Oof! Jesus Christ. Still hard locks at 14. I think we're VRAM bound. 8 GB of VRAM minimum. Yeah, I agree. At least to run this I mean, it hard locks to 15 because obviously we are heavily VRAM limited, a classic UE5 staple. No, I didn't want to use it. Dang it. Yeah. VRAM here is killing everything. Let's do 900p and restart the game very quick, because I don't have any hopes right now. We might even need 720 to not use that much VRAM. So let's apply it. Okay, settings saved. Everything is on low. Yes, it is. Okay. And I'm quitting the game because some stuff requires a restart, and I want to help the game as much as possible to actually get to 30 FPS. Game is not playable with 4 gigs of VRAM. Ha, we're about to find out. I'm going to try my absolute best to make it fit on the 4 gigabytes of VRAM. I saw a lot of people testing GPUs there. Small city later is broken AF, always CPU bound. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm not really worried. It's usually difficult, especially if you're trying to get 60s. In this card, I'm not targeting 60s, so the CPU shouldn't be a problem at the moment. But I saw all the CPU issues, and I'm pretty concerned. The vacations were amazing. Yeah, and suffer input latency. This love VRAM. Exactly. No, the 1050 Ti won't survive. Well, yeah, if you use FrameGen, you can obviously get over the CPU limits because you are basically below 60, maybe into the 50s, and it duplicates the frame there. But that's not a solution. That's just a workaround. But yeah, technically it works. Finally, how to upgrade, you're going to get a 3060 or 4060 next week. Awesome. How much RAM would you recommend in 2024? 16 minimum. If you can go above 16, that's wonderful. I mean, I put it at 32 gigs because sometimes some games for some reason go above 16. But if you can go above 16 gigabytes of RAM, I highly recommend you do it. It's pretty helpful. Okay, wish me luck. Yeah, shaders load fast because I already went through it. First time takes like 10 minutes for me. Still not enough. Yeah, VRAM is a huge issue on this one. I mean, it's 4 gigabytes on a UE5 or a new UE5 game. And I cannot do more to lower the VRAM. So 720. Okay. I'm going to hope. I mean, it's filling up the VRAM. And I use C to crouch, so it's weird to have C and Z to lean. Yeah, even the UI is pixelated at the moment. By the way, do you guys see any screen tearing? I'm going to put against the wall. Okay, that should be good enough for you guys to notice if there's screen tearing. There shouldn't be. And hey, Spencer Walker, it's been a while. Thanks for the 6.66 US dollar donation. He says it's 6:30 in Vegas and Santiago's live. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Any deck live streams coming up soon? Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I appreciate that. Even try lossless scaling. I tried it before and really, I mean, it didn't make much of a difference if the game has options for that. What the hell? Yeah, it already filled out the VRAM again. I mean, it's to be expected. I already saw that people were talking about, hey, 4 gigs of VRAM is not enough on this one, and I agree. That's why we get below 30 across the board. Yeah, will you be getting any 50 series next year? Maybe the 5060 or the 5050. It all depends on if it's worth using or not. Yeah, as you can see here, it's fine, but once you go outside or anything happens, VRAM fills super quickly. Ooh, an anomaly. Run. I mean, here I'm indoors. This is best case scenario type of deal. I think I'm going the wrong way. Oh, I love that. Okay. Oh, a scanner. I don't know what any of this does. 30 FPS plus is like playing on the Switch. I love it. I mean, it's a 1650. We are heavily VRAM constrained, which I was expecting really. UE5 on 4 gigs of VRAM, especially if the game is not properly optimized. Which again, I was expecting in a game like this, let's be honest. Okay, we're outside. It's funny because even on low settings, we have reflection. Also, is the audio delayed for you guys on the game? Yeah, yeah, that's true actually, low-key. How was the vacation? It was amazing. It's okay? Okay, awesome. Because I hear it with latency, but if you guys hear it fine, no problem. XeSS plus FrameGen. I mean, FrameGen will use even more VRAM. I'm really not going to say it's playable on the 1650 because it's not. I mean, I'm at 720 with upscaling at the lowest settings. And it's fine when you launch the game, but as soon as you move around and stuff starts filling up the VRAM, as you can see here if I look at the ground, we're good. See, we have good frame rates, but as soon as we start moving and loading new things, it starts getting very... It fills the VRAM and we're fricked, basically. That's why we're hard locked at 20 pretty often. Yeah, New York was amazing. It's funny because the thing that really surprised me a lot about the US was the infrastructure when it comes to streets. I'm used to streets being broken all the time and my car moving.
But I'll figure it out.
And in the US I never had that issue. Everything was completely flat when it comes to streets. Very, very organized in comparison. Which again, in South America, that's not a thing. Streets are broken here, and your car breaks down very quickly. So yeah. But it feels like being in a movie, especially Times Square at night. Also, I got some rain going on in New York, and it was like playing with RTX on. The streets reflected the Times Square screens of the advertising. It felt like being in a movie. It was incredible. Also, being on the floor 103, looking down at the city, I felt like I was Spider-Man in the Avengers building. Looking down.
Get out of there immediately.
Stop freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, in New York, I wasn't on a car. On Miami and Orlando, we rented a car, and it was very, very comfortable. And basically, a bad car in the US is a great car by South America standards. So I was pretty impressed. I was also impressed that food costs the same or a little bit more than in my country. But technology was like half the price. So I got a capture card that supports DDr4 and HDMI 2.1. I got a lot of high-speed cables. I changed my phone to a 16 Pro Max. I sold my 14 Pro. And I basically, with the price that I spent on the 16 Pro Max, I sold my iPhone 14 Pro in Uruguay. So 80% of the phone was paid by selling my previous phone in my country. I also got a Mac Mini to use as a server. I might do videos on the M4 Mac Mini. So I had a great time. I bought cheap technology, but I spent a lot of money on food.
Hey, Nagoda.
Food was very, very
What's
expensive.
up? Have you met Herman's client yet?
Yeah, I had the Luke's Craving box in Taco Bell in Orlando, and it was fine. It was pretty good actually. I like the taste, but after that I didn't have a good time in the bathroom
Whoa.
with Taco Bell.
That's a hell of a mess you got there, boys.
Yeah, I mean, right now I wouldn't say this is worth playing at the moment
Remind me.
because of the performance. I mean, if you have this card, you were probably not expecting to play this game, let's be honest here.
Good thing it's been a walk in the park until now.
But if you can play the previous ones, they run fantastically well. I remember that S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Shadow of Chernobyl, I think it was. No, sorry, Call of Pripyat was one of the first DirectX 11 games. So you can see how old those are, but they run great. I mean, they're older games, have a lot of yank, but there's a very, very big modding community. Oh yeah. Q5. No, Wendy's, yeah, I tried Wendy's, I always wanted to try it. Wendy's in the US tastes like McDonald's in Uruguay, which was pretty weird. But McDonald's tastes a whole lot better in the US for me. I don't know why. Ooh, nice gun. Let's continue our adventure. What do I have to do? Okay, the detector, gotcha. Let me see, because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for waiting, guys. Sorry that I mean, I was in the middle of traveling. Okay. I don't know how to bring up the scanner. That's the thing. I didn't pay attention. Whatever. Let's run. Let's run for it. Oh, there we go. It automatically pulls it out. That was a bad idea. Do you have any souvenir for us? Actually, I got a lot of technology to make the channel better. One of them is lack of screen tearing. Oh, hi there. Okay, open your inventory. Okay. Ooh, let's examine this. Makes me nervous. Equip the artifact optional. Start scanning at point number 1. I have 2 invisible cards. Ooh, hang on. Not paying attention. Bad idea. But as you can see on the 1650, I wouldn't call it playable by any means. We are just too VRAM limited. So that hard locks the game at 20 FPS. Very, very often. Oh, you hate that monster goes invisible? That explains a lot. Scanner's automatic. Thank you, guys. Hoping tariffs does increase prices for GPU, CPU, etc. Yeah, I agree. I hope so. But everything was very, very cheap in comparison. I have a video that I'm going to be making talking about what I bought. And I'll show you some souvenirs at the same time.
Is charging always this noisy?
No, but that rock of yours is pretty unusual.
What about frame gen? I mean, we're already VRAM limited. So if I enable frame gen, it's going to use more VRAM. So it's probably going to hard lock below 20. And we're going to have maybe 30 if we're lucky, but the input latency will be a nightmare. So give me a few to get out of this area. Uh-oh, I died. Oops. Gotcha, drag and drop. I will. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, look at that. Equip. Drag and drop. Oh, there we go. Quick access. What else can I do with this? Okay. Maybe that's how you do it. No 4060 yet. I'm doing the 1650, then the 3050, 3060, and 4060. So that's not an issue. As you can see now that I respawned, the VRAM, well, it deloaded something, probably the area before me. It's just a guess, of course. That's why we get good frames right now, but as soon as the VRAM goes to the highest point...
I'm okay.
I watched Real Madrid versus Liverpool.
Noisy?
I haven't. Well, I went watch Messi and Suarez. I went to see Miami, the football thing. I also went to New York to see the NBA, the Knicks, and I got one of the what's the name of this? One of those foam fingers that I saw on movies all the time. Okay, I don't think I equipped the artifact. Need to take the scanner. Gotcha. Oh. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with what the game is telling me and talking to you guys at the same time.
Calm down. I've got some time left. Heading for the next spot.
Yeah, I'm swapping GPU as soon as it's daytime again. I'm playing on easy, that's why I don't die super quickly. Let me get the life. The shooting though is feeling amazing so far. I like how it feels to shoot the guns. Load this. Oh, it's a shotgun. I'll pick it up. What the hell am I doing? Submachine gun, sure. Playing on easy just like IGN. Yep, basically. I mean, when I'm testing a game, I usually am talking to you guys. I'm trying to figure graphics out. So I usually don't pay a lot of attention because it's impossible. Your brain can't do that. Hey, Ilyas Alwani, how's it going, man? It's been a while. 6050 will blow up if you benchmark it on bigger camps. Let's go for it. But see guys, as soon as I start moving around, more stuff assigned to the VRAM, good luck. And just for people that were asking about frame gen, which is a valid concern, let's do frame gen enabled. So we were at 28 FPS, now we're at 74, which I don't buy it, but hey. Let's see what happens. Frame gen. Okay, 120 somehow. Let's see how long it lasts. It feels very smooth now. Actually, this is pretty good. What the hell? How? Ooh, never mind. Take the scanner. I will. This is not the most intensive place yet. Yeah,
Premium
don't worry.
clothes
I'll
smell
try. I'll try to get a little bit more ahead. I want to get to that camp.
But the mission could have thrown a wrench in the works.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah, I feel input lag, but it's not super bad. It's actually, it feels pretty good considering this frame gen.
They're gonna shut everything down and then you'll never get out of the zone.
Just one spot left.
Did you hear me? Drop the damn
But let's see
scanner
what
and
happens
come back
once
right
we
now.
get to one of those
I've got
intensive
nowhere
points.
to go back to, Herman. Over and out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's feeling pretty good now. Actually. Pretty surprised. Oof, now it's dying. Start scanning at point number 3. Okay, now that it's killing the VRAM, as you can see, we get 40 something, 50 FPS. What does this mean in frame gen slang? This means that we're playing at 25 FPS base frame rate. Now I feel a lot of input latency. A lot of it. Yeah, it's definitely noticeable. And now we're getting 20 FPS with frame gen on. So now the VRAM is completely full again. Memory leak? No, the game, I mean, it's 4 GB of VRAM in a UE5 game. It has Lumen as far as I know, right? It should have. What do you think about the game so far? I like the shooting. The shooting feels amazing. But again, I'm
Some kind of anomaly. Quiet.
25 minutes in.
I see the scanner. Tracing for anomalous activity in radio signals.
I'm skipping around. Okay. Yeah, 4 gigs of VRAM. Devs need to update the texture settings. Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, at that point, would the person even want to play the game like that? Okay. But see, then we get like 80 frames frame gen, which is like 40s. But as soon as the VRAM fills, it goes back down. And when it gets into the 40s with frame gen, that means that we're playing at 24 FPS internally. So the input lag is insane. So would I recommend it on the 1650? No, definitely not. 4 gigs of VRAM is completely, it's impossible. At least at its current state. I don't think they're going to improve on that. The system requirements definitely don't cover 4 gigs of VRAM. So let's jump into the next card. I think I tested enough on this one. So before I do swap though, Let me go to 1080p for the 3050. We're going to go back to 1080. Yeah, you were counting on this video. Happy to be here. Let's put it on high for the 3050. Frame gen, nope. SAR, nope. Because we're going to be using the DLSS, obviously. And let's swap GPUs. One Micro Center bid soon. I was very tired, had a lot of work in my quote-unquote full-time job. I fixed a couple laptops as well. As soon as I got back, I got clients asking me to fix laptops and install software. So I was very busy. But now I have this live stream and I can work on the USA travel bids and the Micro Center stuff. And I'm also testing this capture card that I got. The Avermedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. Supposedly it supports VRR, it supports 4K 120. So yeah, so far is working great for me. Working on Steam Deck. I have a Steam Deck video which I'm going to, well, you can find it on my channel. It's pretty bad on the Steam Deck, to say it in some way. It's below 30 across the board. It's pretty bad. Even with frame gen, you're not getting anywhere close 30s. But we're going to keep trying it as patches come out. In your travel to New York, it's all max settings at native res. Yeah, no DLSS. It was at max settings, raw distance, completely maxed out. It looked amazing. Although, yeah, on New York I needed frame gen to not have choppiness and being able to cross the streets and all that. The input lag was crazy high, unfortunately, so... Yeah, frame gen needs more VRAM, that's the thing. I was surprised how bad Steam Deck was, because at least we had enough VRAM. Well, technically you have infinite VRAM, quote unquote, because it shares with the system RAM. But we only have 16 gigs, and the game uses more than 10 gigs. So we don't have a lot of available memory to allocate to VRAM on the Steam Deck. If the Steam Deck had 24 gigs, maybe we can get away with it, but it only has 16 gigs. These are going to be some sad benchmarks? Nah, we're going to be fine. Let's just enjoy the fact that we can actually run the game. Can you share the wallpaper? I think I left it in the description. Let me double check. Oh no, it's not in the description. What the hell? Also, I don't know why I put that aim using a Steam Deck. I completely botched the description of this video. Give me one sec, guys. Okay. While the shaders compile, I'll find you that wallpaper. Because I had it on a huge definition, it looked amazing. One sec. Come on, where is it? There's a lot of great wallpapers for RE4. I'm not finding it. There we go. Found it in the highest resolution possible, 9600 by 5400. Here's the wallpaper. Hope it helps. It's a huge image, so keep that in mind. Wallpaper. There we go. And I left a link in the description as well. You're welcome. Hope you enjoy it. I love that wallpaper. I put it on everything. And being a huge image, you can crop it to your heart's content. You can see individual hairs on the end. Tengo la 6700 XT. Como el juego está en Game Pass, vale la pena bajarlo. Tengo un monitor. Sí, o sea, sí, no deberías tener problema. O sea, no vas a llegar a 240 Hz, pero va a ser jugable. Yeah. Nvidia. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia limits the life of their GPUs with low VRAM. So things like this happen. You cannot add more VRAM without desoldering and modifying hardware. So yeah, that's how they kill the lifetime of their GPUs. Crysis was known to be unoptimized. Well, the thing is, Crysis was thought had a lot of physics, first of all, and second, it was like expecting CPUs to have one core at like 6 gigahertz in the future, which didn't happen, unfortunately. Wait till they announce 5060 with 8 gigabytes. I wouldn't be surprised. Same. Oh, what a stupid thing to do. I hate them. I hate them, but they have DLSS. Nvidia's mine. Kill the lifetime. Nah, it's just time for a new one. Yeah, it's called planned obsolescence. Syndic 2 needs 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I mean, if he has 32, that will be fine. We could allocate a lot of stuff for the VRAM. It feels bad that most new games are UE5. We need DLSS plus frame gen to get barely playable FPS on budget GPUs. Not only on budget GPUs. I mean, I have a 4090. I haven't tried the game on the 4090 yet. But I'm not expecting great results. Let's be honest here. I mean, if it's CPU limited in some S.T.A.L.K.E.R camps at targeting 60s, you can see how badly it needs updates. Okay, high settings. Let me see if I can choose DLAA. Yeah, DLAA. So technically, we're on native resolution, 1080p on high settings. Hopefully, I'm not being overly ambitious. There we go, 1080p, DLAA, high settings. As you can see, shader compilation was pretty quick. Probably my CPU. I just got there, stream just started. This is the first GPU. This is the second one, the 3050. I did the 1650 and it was basically unplayable. Okay, 30 FPS. Bolts can help you discover an anomaly. Determine its boundaries and even neutralize it. Use tab to open the radial menu and select the bolt. God, I suck. Okay, I think I understand. Oh god.
You handled it like a real stalker. Come over here and let's talk.
Okay. Actually, it looks very good without any upscaling. Oh, you never run out of bolts. I thought they were limited. I'm a moron. Okay. I can do this like nobody's business. Okay, what now?
I knew you could do.
I'm looking for someone. Yeah.
Squint.
Although, I'm already going for DLSS quality.
Man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm getting upper 20s to 30s here, but this is not hard to run this part. La 4050 es de laptop, no está para escritorio. Sec.
You wanted to settle some scores, didn't you? Shit. The timing couldn't be any worse. The bastard shot him at point blank. Then took everything, even the sensors. Fuck. Now the entire lesser zone is gonna have to
It's
clean
funny,
up
he's
this mess.
talking about his friend getting shot and I'm
Your
looting the
ass still
corpse.
here. Head over to
Use
Zalisha and keep
benchmarking,
your
optimize
mouth
settings,
shut.
I will.
Unless you want both of us killed. If you have any questions, be quick. See ya.
Okay, give me one sec. Let's use the optimized settings from benchmarking. If you guys don't know him, I'm going to leave a link to his video. He's a great YouTuber. I really love how he tests every single setting. I think it's better than what Digital Foundry does. So there's the link to the video. I'm going to put it in the description later as well. The best settings, the optimized settings, quote unquote, are if you have 8 GB of VRAM, medium or high textures, go to the menu, use those optimized settings. So, okay, medium or high textures, hair on medium, object details on epic, I'm going to keep it on high, FX quality on high, materials on high, post-processing low, light shafts enabled, shading quality on medium, global illumination on high, reflections on high or epic, shadows on high, yep, clouds on medium, fog on epic, we're going to keep it on high, sky medium or high, foliage low or medium, makes sense, environmental draw distance on epic, okay, sure. And that's basically it. Those are the optimized settings. We're going to have to restart the game though. So again, Benchmark King, if you never heard about him, I left his video in the description. Settings guide. So thanks again to Benchmark King for taking the time to make that video. That video has 122k views, more than deserved. He only has 70k subs, so go subscribe to him. He does amazing content. So please give him a follow. Great guy. Haven't met him in real life, but we talked a bit. He's awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. You use Benchmark King's optimized settings and it does make a huge difference. Yeah, I saw his video and it did seem like a great boost in performance. Yeah, he was here a couple streams ago. Yeah, in the, I think it was the, let me check. It was on the Black Ops 6 video, I think. That he also made a video on that one and I used his settings. But I always want to give him a shout out because he does great work. And he covers the games that Digital Foundry never covers. I mean, they never cover it. It's like, I like Digital Foundry, don't get me wrong, but they take forever to make optimized settings videos sometimes. And Alex always complains about making those videos. Sometimes he gets mad and doesn't do optimized settings. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. And Benchmark Kim comes in clutch and does the job. I love him. Have people tried any mods for optimization in this game? I haven't. This is my first experience actually playing it on PC. But yeah. Yeah, Disadvantage too busy testing PS5 Pro. I mean, I get it. It's not only PC, but I think they should use Alex to only make PC exclusive stuff like that. So, optimize settings thanks to Benchmark King. Again, link in the description for the video. Something like this. We're going to keep this across the board now. DLSS quality. And it's medium to high settings. With DLSS quality. People should not buy this game. Yeah, I mean, Game Pass. If you want to play this, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay, we got 6 frames more than on high settings. This game will be playable on mid-range PCs maybe 10 years later. I mean, yeah, because in 10 years, hardware will be a lot more powerful. So it makes complete sense. We can brute force.
You wanted to settle some
Oh yeah,
scores,
I need to
didn't
do some
you?
heals.
Shit. The timing couldn't
Let me see
be
if I
any
have
worse.
G-Sync enabled. Yeah. So do you guys see any screen sharing if I do this?
The bastard shot him at point blank. Then took everything, even the sensors. Fuck. Now the entire
If I move like
lesser zone is
this,
gonna have to clean up
do you
this
see
mess.
any screen sharing? I'm testing my new capture card. Shouldn't it supports VRR? No tearing? $1050 Ti? No, definitely not. No screen tearing, looks great. Awesome. Thank you guys. I wanted to make VRR work on the live stream for so long,
Why
so
is
you
your
guys
ass
don't
still
have
here?
to see screen tearing.
Head over to
I'm
Zalicia
so happy
and
to
keep
hear
your
that.
mouth shut.
Awesome.
Unless you
That's
want both of
wonderful.
us killed.
Finally, I could increase the quality of this stream.
If you have any questions,
Who?
Okay. Oh, that noise, that that's the same as the originals. Okay, so what now? Okay, how do I equip bolt?
Lone Stalkers, the bar in
Oh,
Salice
Jesus.
is open again. The first drink after the emission is on me.
How much do you get with frame gen on? Oh, hang on. Hostiles ahead.
I wasn't really expecting any help. Come on over. Let's
Oh,
have a chat.
I helped someone. I just wanted to shoot somebody, but that's fine. Hey, sir.
You fucked them up pretty good, eh?
Yeah, only 3 bullets.
Normally, folks in the
Richter sent me here. Do you know him?
Sure I do.
Do you know this
came
guy,
here
Dude
with
Random
Sweden.
84? I saw him
And
before.
like
Does he
any
still
guy,
make videos? I remember him
There-
making
I-
high-end stuff,
Alright.
actually.
It's good.
He had a 3090 back in the day. But he stopped making videos as far as I remember. I was pretty sad about it, actually. I enjoy his content. Rifle, shotgun, and sidearm. Great. Let's have a drink. Yummy. Let's keep going. All enemies are bullet sponges unless you shoot them in the head. Perfect. But I like the look of the game. They did a great job with the visuals, in my opinion. The thing is, the performance, well... Let's try and get... I mean, if you don't mind being below 60, I'll keep the game at this configuration. It looks pretty good. It's between 40 and 60. I'm okay with that usually, but we're using DLSS quality. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's try DLSS performance and see if we can get 60s. I'm pretty sure we cannot, but who knows. So DLSS performance. Texturas en medio. Pero no está usando toda la memoria de video. Guys, I'm not using textures on medium because we're fine with the VRAM. Okay, yeah, even with DLSS performance, we're having problems hitting 60s. So I think 60s won't be an option. At least not on this card. And honestly, if I'm on a 3050, I don't want my base resolution to be below 1080p. Yeah, I'm going to the city. I'm guessing, is this one? Or is it this one? Salisa or... Wow, the map is huge, what the hell? Wow, pretty surprised. That one on the main quest? Gotcha, I will. Right now we seem to be GPU limited. Why am I using my pistol? I have a shotgun and a rifle. Quality DLSS is better and VR are capable to be. Okay. Gotcha. Oof, yeah, those traversal stutters. Okay, there we are. Yeah, here we're CPU limited actually. A bit CPU limited. Hide weapon, sure. I'm bleeding. I cut myself with barbed wire. You play at 30? That's an option as well. Yeah, look at... Oh, man! Definitely CPU limited. Oh my god. The people in the comments were right. Holy hell. Yeah, we're not fully utilizing the GPU here. And we're at 35 FPS. Oh my god. That's crazy. Jesus Christ. CPU limited targeting 35 FPS. I mean, if it's in the city, in a city like this, okay, I kind of get it. If it's one area... But dude, that drop. That's an insane performance drop. Yeah, that's the worst area, definitely.
I suppose.
Hey, Stalker. Must be new here. Come
Okay.
over here. Let's have a chat. That's how we're all here in...
What is the ward anyway?
The force of
Okay, your
Dragon
5700X
whether
price.
you like
How
it or
many
not.
FPS on the
Personally, I
5700X?
don't, but I'm not
You
happy
got 3
about the
FPS lag
emissions
bug
either.
after this
I'm
cutscene?
not
Let's
about to
see.
go out there and throw down the gauntlet. Gaffer needs to realize that sometimes you have to make concessions for the sake of your people. We'll
I cannot
have to
even
leave
pause
the
the game
Cordon.
right now.
If we leave Zalicia, where are we gonna go?
So, who should I ask about solder?
Try Zotov. The ward can find
think
anyone
this is
you want, as
unskippable.
long as you can cut a deal with them, and you're okay with their methods. Or you could ask Gaffer. Just give him
Nice
some time to
hairline.
get to his house.
Oh, you mean this?
He's an easy
That's not a hairline.
He usually helps
Whatever
rookies
that
out.
means.
Crap today. See ya. Good luck. First drinks on the house if you need it. And I get the feeling you're gonna need it.
Zen 2 processors is
You still smell
unplayable.
like the-
Sure.
I mean, how is it bad on Zen 2 processors if the PS5, sorry, the PS5, what am I talking about? If the Series X and Series S are Zen 2, that doesn't make any sense. What the hell, guys? I mean, when I say guys, I mean the developers.
Come over here, rookie. We need to talk. Here's the deal. I'm
Sure.
back on the mainland.
So yeah, definitely this part is CPU limited.
Tab with Gaffer.
What I would recommend,
I'm off to the smoke.
I mean, first of all, yeah, this area is definitely poorly optimized. There's nothing you can do about it. So what I would do for this card in particular is quality DLSS with Benchmark King's optimized settings. Because again, there's nothing here that affects the CPU performance. It's all GPU in the options menu. On display, 1080p. And keep it with unlocked frame rates with quality DLSS. So the GPU doesn't suffer as much. While in towns like this, you're going to get drops into the 30s. It's going to be more consistent. Because in the towns, yeah, it'll drop into the 30s, but outside you'll be into the 40s. You should, at least. 30 to 40. Once I get a life working, it will tank performance even worse. Yeah, I mean, the NPCs... I mean, it's not like the NPCs are doing a heck of a lot. They're just standing around there. I cannot climb this, really. Oh, that's just an enemy, I think. So, I mean, even here, outside of that town, I'm getting those CPU usage drops. Let's eat. It's delicious. But we're insanely CPU limited at times. That's why I recommend, yeah, probably 30 to 40 in difficult areas with these settings. There's not much that we can do about it. I'm just getting shot at. Okay, that's not a big deal. Frame gen is a requirement. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, frame gen. Thanks for reminding me of frame gen. Let's see how it goes with frame gen. In this case, I think with frame gen, since it's FSR3, it should work. And let's see if it does anything. Oh yeah, it does work. Okay. Plus FSR3 frame gen, which again, frame gen in this game is independent from the upscaler. God, what am I doing? Is it just an invisible enemy or what? I don't even know what I'm shooting at. And the enemies are spawning in around you instead of actually existing. Gotcha. I mean, with frame gen, it feels good until you get into a town. Remember, cut the number in half That's the real frame rate. Yeah, in the town, I feel a lot of input lag. Outside the town, it was okay. So if you want a high frame rate, you can use FrameGen, but in towns, you're going to feel the input lag because it drops into the 30s. Is it having suffer input lag in the towns? Oh, sorry.
Had a good run.
Yeah, the gun.
Sorry
Sorry about that, sir. Am I good?
Jumping with freaking joy. I could go back any day now.
I forget to
So what you still doing here?
hide my gun.
You're doing, Richter.
Squint did it.
And who does Squint work for?
But the input lag is insufferable inside the town. Outside, it felt okay when shooting.
You brought that.
But you can still feel the extra input lag, obviously.
I said I'm busy.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, no
Sorry
combat
if
in
I
towns
used the
really
word
saves the performance
I'm
for us, I think.
Oh,
Activate the antenna tower. I don't want to do that. Find information about soldier. Find Squint. Okay. Okay. Yeah, in the town. Let me see. Let me save. We're going to go back. Okay, my saves are very close. Never mind. Or log FPS with RTSS. Maybe inside the game itself. Because I'm not sure if FrameGen recognizes that I'm locking the frame rate. Okay, we're back here. If you guys remember. This is also the beginning of the game. So let me turn off FrameGen. So without FrameGen out here, I'm into the 40s, 50s sometimes. So 40s for FrameGen, I think it's okay. Okay in the best way that I can say it. Maybe I will use FSR balance for a bit of help in GPU demanding parts. And then FrameGen. So with FrameGen, obviously we're into 45 FPS. That's the real frame rate. And when you're outside, it says 100. We're playing at 55 FPS, technically. I feel some input lag, but outside of the towns, it feels okay. There you are. Oops. That enemy jumped me, that's fine. So yeah, as long as you don't mind a little bit extra input lag, you can get away with FrameGen, but when you get to the towns, you'll feel very heavy input lag, so yeah. It's not too bad. Input lag, at least on this one, outside the demanding parts, feels good with FrameGen. Let's go back to the town. Did you grab the free game on Steam? What free game? Metro Vive in S.T.A.L.K.E.R really makes it a gem for me. Well, technically S.T.A.L.K.E.R is Metro's dad. Or grandpa, I don't know at this point. Dark Sector, okay, we'll grab it together. Yeah, inside the town I can feel the input lag, definitely. Because the real frame rate in the town is 32 maybe. It's not too bad. But at the same time,
It's dangerous, but I'm offering you good
it's a
money
shame.
here.
I've got if it, well. You, I mean, oh,
So
thanks. See ya.
All right, we ain't done yet. I know it's dangerous, but I'm offering you good.
Can I just sleep? Oh yeah, I can. Dark Sector is free. Let me check. I want to see it. Oh yeah, Dark Sector is free on Steam right now, guys. Go grab it. Here's the link. Cool. Thanks for the heads up, by the way. I don't know it was free. But to sum up the 3050, I'll just benchmark King's settings with balanced DLSS. And if you want to be into the 60s outside of towns with little input lag, a bit of input lag, not too bad, that'll be fine. But once you get inside the town, you feel a lot of input lag because the base frame rate is very low. So, all up to you there. Personally, I wouldn't use frame gen. I'll just play it like this. Despite not looking smooth, the input lag is basically gone inside the towns. So, I'm usually used to play with an unlocked frame rate. Playing stuff with unlocked frame rates. Remember that I'm from the time that 30 FPS was a luxury. So outside you'll be 50 to 60, 40 sometimes. But in the town you'll be into the 30s, CPU bound and all that. So yeah. So yep, just to sum up, for if you guys missed it, or if you're watching this in the future, for the 3050, something like this at 1080p. Frame gen, again, if you don't mind the input lag, in towns especially, enable it. You get above 60 outside of the town. Inside of the town, lots of input lag because lower frame rate, and something like this at 1080p. And that's basically it. Personally, I don't like frame gen in general, especially if we get to parts where the base frame rate is 30. But as soon as you're outside towns, you're good. You are 40 to 60. So let's jump into the next card. Hey, Master Predator, how's it going, man? Old school 2009 game. Yeah, it's not a new game, the one that is free. Let me show you super quick before I swap GPUs. By the way, it's the autumn sale as well. Dark Sector. So if you never played this one, it's not an amazing game in my opinion, but you can add it to your account. Completely free. I left a link in the chat. Not sure if it's bad or good actually. But this game is old. Still, it's free. So for $0 you get a new game on Steam. A new game. A free game on Steam. Old but gold. Okay. Warframe Universe and Devs. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's why Digital Extremes, like... yeah, it sounded familiar. Alright, 3060, here we go. And you've been enjoying S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 a lot though, you prefer Metro way more. Well, Metro is different. But yeah, Metro is more forgiving, more of a linear thing. Well, Exodus is more open, but it's way more forgiving. It's completely different. But I do love Metro a lot. You can clearly see though that the Metro developers are big fans of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Definitely. What game was free? Dark Sector. You can get it on Steam for $0 at the moment. It's got a low budget charm, but actually fun to play. Very linear like everything back then. Gotcha. I like those games then. I'm probably playing Dark Sector on the Steam Deck. Okay. We're going to keep it with DLAA. No frame gen. Okay. Let's see what happens. Here we have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, so we can go for epic textures. I don't think it's necessary, but why not? Yeah, S.T.A.L.K.E.R inspired Metro, definitely. I mean, S.T.A.L.K.E.R is Metro's dad or granddad. Metro 1 or 2 were pretty hard. Yeah, I mean, especially the original Metro 2033, I would say was hard, but it wasn't as extreme as S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I mean, I tried S.T.A.L.K.E.R when I was a kid, and I didn't understand the appeal back then. So yeah, I couldn't play it much. I played very little, the originals, because I was very young. Well, not about it being forgiving. I just like gas mask mechanic, weapon customization. Yep, I agree. I agree with that. Metro Exodus is the reason you're playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 despite of low FPS. I mean, yeah, the shooting especially feels pretty good in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, S.T.A.L.K.E.R also scared me as a kid. I tried my best, but I couldn't. I mean, apart from being pretty unforgiving, I didn't know back then. I mean, I was a kid. When I shot something, it didn't hit the target, like ever. I don't know if it was just bad aim from my part, but I was more used to action games back then. So, yeah. If anyone can find a way to lock 6 FPS for this game, it's you. No, I cannot. We're CPU bound. It's not possible. When you get to the town, good luck hitting 60s. Not possible. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 remastered when? I mean, if Sony was the publisher, we probably already have a S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 remastered. Gigabyte cards becoming the new 4 gigabytes? Yep. Well, actually, I would say the 6 gigabyte cards are in that point. The gunplay in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is a redeeming factor for you right now. I mean, yeah, it feels amazing. As soon as you pick it up, you can feel that. Enemies don't die easily in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. Just shoot them in the head. I mean, if they are humans. If they're not humans, well, good luck. This game doesn't look that impressive for the way it performs. I mean, it looks pretty good, but you can definitely see it needs a lot of optimization. Especially in towns. But visually, I think it is very good looking. But you can definitely see that the characters don't look as great as in other games. How was your vacation? It was amazing. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to make a video on what I bought on Micro Center. But it was great. It was a great thing. I love New York. It was pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm probably maybe do a stream talking about the thing and show you photos and videos if you want. Would be a little bit weird, but sure, why not? But it was great. I had a lot of fun. You think they might release some patches so it will actually keep 60 stable? Maybe. I don't know. That's my hope, but we'll see about that. Okay, let's try before I forget, epic textures. Okay, so we're using again Benchmark King's optimized settings with epic textures and DLAA first, just to see how native resolution fares. Doesn't need to be any higher than this, honestly. That would be sick. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Micro Center should go international, but it's probably very difficult because there's a lot of issues when you go international when it comes to getting products. Okay, free roaming 60 to 70, high settings, but in towns 30 to 40. That's been my experience so far. Hold up, let's go to sleep. I'm already CPU bound. I mean, yeah. You can see that here the GPU is not fully utilized.
I've got a job for you, Stalker.
So inside the town is definitely a problem. But everybody's been talking about this, so it's no surprise to me. Doesn't mean that it's right. Let's put it on DLSS quality. Okay, with DLSS quality, okay. It doesn't drop into the 30s anymore. It's funny. We seem to be GPU bound, CPU bound, but also the CPU. Sorry. The CPU is not helping, but here we help the GPU. I think with 40s as a baseline, we can actually get 60s. We can actually get good input lag with FSR3 frame gen. Yeah, looking at the town just drops my friends. Welcome to Next Gen Gaming. Yeah, I mean, frame gen with this frame rate as a base should be okay. Uh-oh. Oh, good. That looks great, though. And eat some bread. So outside towns are pretty good. Let's add a frame gen to the mix. VRAM is fine. Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it's a miracle that this game is out. Okay, and with frame gen we get like 100 here because the base frame rate is 50. And input lag feels pretty good. Because the base frame rate, it's actually into the 50s. Let's see if I can get a headshot or two in. But in this case I would actually recommend frame gen. If you want to be anywhere above 60. Let me load back to the previous section so you guys can see. Let me see the input lag inside towns. Yeah, no, 4 GB GPUs in this game have no chance. Not enough VRAM. The game just dies. I'm not sure if it's on the cloud. Okay, Inside the town. Okay. Inside the town actually feels pretty good with frame gen. So this is one of those rare cases. Yeah, in the town it drops into the 40s, as you can see. That's why we had 80 something. 44 FPS is the base. And with 40s, usually frame gen feels pretty good. That would be my very base minimum thing. And then you get outside and you're usually 50 to 60, so... yeah. One of the few instances where I would recommend frame gen. Wow, 3 shots in the chest. Okay. Killing spree. Yeah, 17 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, you kill the NPCs to stop the CPU bottleneck. So once you're outside, it feels even less input lag because of the higher base frame rate. So if you want above 60, I would say use frame gen. Yeah, believe it or not, Santiago is recommending frame gen if you want to be above 60 across the board. But as you can see, the base frame rate is 50 to 60 outside and then into the 40s inside towns, where we're CPU limited. So inside towns you feel a little bit more input lag, nothing major, you're not shooting. And once you're outside, you're into the 50s, 60s, so it feels better when using frame gen. So yeah, for 1080p, I'll do something like that. Then when it comes to 1440p, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you need to upgrade the CPU, but also the GPU if you don't have enough VRAM. We're using DLSS balanced for 1440p, usually looks pretty good. Halo and Destiny are better than this game. They are different games. I mean, come on, man. What's up with that comparison? Apples to oranges. 1440p. Optimal settings from Benchmark King. Thanks to him for doing that. Link in the description for his channel. Please check it out. Great content. DLSS balance, no frame gen. Right now. And with balanced DLSS at 1440p, we get something like this without frame gen. Again, towns are the main issue. Let's see what's in here. VRAM is okay. RAM usage is pretty high. Okay, there's enemies over here. Let's try and shoot them in the face with a pistol. Oof, grenade. Yeah, that's not happening. This looks like Metro Exodus. I mean, yeah, Metro is the grandkid of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Here we go. Oh, it jammed. This reminds me of Far Cry 2, actually. Come on. Pop your head out. There we go. I think I got 3 hot shotgun shells. Metaphor Fantasio, the new stalker. Why? Bad time. Bad time. I love to be bleeding. I like the shooting so far. I can barely see him, that's awesome. I love that the game doesn't sacrifice, quote unquote, the reality of not seeing the enemy just for the sake of, okay, we need the players to be able to see the enemy. I can barely see them, and I have a grenade in my ass. 1 sec. I'm playing on easy, by the way, that's why I'm not dying yet. But so many games, for the sake of visibility, they like increase the, how to say it? Increase the how the clarity of the enemies is, so they stick out more. On this one, I could barely see them. That was awesome. GG. Seemed to be way more resistance body shot compared to Metro. Yeah, definitely. If I didn't shoot them in the face, they were not dying easily. But again, I'm playing on easy. That's why I'm not having a hard time with this. Envía reflex, que yo sepa está activado, sí. Alright. At 1440p, I think like this is actually pretty good. I would recommend it even without frame gen. Let me see the save that I have. Let's go now back to the town. Why does this give a strong PUBG feel? Well, maybe because abandoned, destroyed areas where you're looting enemies. I mean, yeah. Although we're playing single player, so. Back in town. Yeah, in the town we're dropping into the 30s. So in this case, I mean, if you want to use frame gen, outside of the camp, it should be fine, because the base frame rate is good enough. But once you get in the town, if you enable frame gen, since your base frame rate is 30 to 40, the input lag is very noticeable. So if you don't mind input lag inside the town, usually in the town, in a town like this, you're not fighting, as far as you guys told me. But I can feel the input lag very easily in these areas where the base frame rate is actually 30 something. Yeah, this feels very input laggy. But if I go to my most, with my save outside the town, I'll see if I have reflex on. It's important. But if I'm outside the town, it feels pretty good, because the base frame rate is much higher. Reflex, I should have it on. Yeah, it's enabled. I'll put it on boost. I don't have a boost option, but it's been enabled since the beginning. Without NVIDIA Reflex, it will be even worse. But again, outside of those towns where you're not fighting, you should be good. As you can see here, if I'm outside that town, my frame rate is 100. Base frame rate, that means base frame rate is 50. And yeah, there's input lag, but it's not, I mean, it's not unplayable with input lag in this area. The input lag is absolute dog shit once you get inside one of those big towns. Quote unquote big, because they're not great. Don't use reflex without frame gen in the town, it takes like 5 FPS. Gotcha. Thanks for the heads up. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Not a good time to get that jammed gun. God. Run. Run for your life. Okay. 2 for 1. Pretty sure it's because reflex is only on normal mode. I'm not in pause boost, so when CPU limited it takes up a hit. Gotcha. Well, but as you could see, even with frame gen, I could get those shots in. It wasn't a huge deal. I think they saw me. Whatever they are. Yep. Thing is, I run out of ammo. Uh-oh. And I'm bleeding! Imagine trying this on a 750 Ti. That would be pretty fun. There we go. Got him in the face. Oh, I have a shotgun. Ooh. Actually, guys, like this, with frame gen, as much as I dislike to say that I recommend frame gen in this game, it's necessary, unfortunately. You get input lag in the towns because the base frame rate drops significantly. But outside of the town, it feels pretty damn good with frame gen. Oops. So dead. About time to get a jam. Ah, I bled out. Yeah, that storm looked amazing. The atmosphere. Z Worm Z tested this at 1030. No words for that. Okay. So again, what would I do? These settings, balanced DLSS for 1440p, frame gen enabled if you don't mind the input lag in towns. Outside towns, the input lag is barely noticeable, at least for me. And I'm a guy that usually hates frame gen. So frame gen on this one actually feels pretty good outside of towns. Which those towns you don't usually are in a fight, so the town that drops the most, I mean. So yeah, I will play at 1080p or 1440p on this card. Although on 1080p I'll use quality DLSS instead of balanced. I'm gonna try with the CPU integrated GPU. I'm good. So on 1080p quality, and if you want frame gen for outside town action, yeah, I mean, frame gen feels pretty good outside towns. What about using more extreme upscaling with frame gen off? You're screwed. We're CPU bound. That's the issue. I mean, I would recommend a stronger upscaling if it actually helped, but on towns we're completely CPU bound. So no matter how low I drop the resolution and settings, the towns just kill the frame rate. We drop below 60 into the 30s no matter what. So frame gen unfortunately is the only quote-unquote solution to this problem, because there's no options for limiting CPU performance. So if there was an option, I would definitely avoid frame gen, but that's not the thing. And without frame gen we get 60s here. That's why it feels okay to use frame gen outside. But then you go into the town and the base frame rate is much lower, so it feels way worse. Yeah, I mean, UE5 has high CPU requirements and GPU as well, but this is definitely just being unoptimized in the town. Because there are more NPCs, but it's not like the NPCs have, I don't know, have brains. I mean, they're sitting there, yeah, sure, they're standing around a campfire. By the way, something that I'm noticing right now, my flashlight doesn't cast shadows, and the fireplace doesn't cast what? It doesn't cast shadows! No freaking way. Why? It's Unreal Engine 5. Are you kidding me? The fireplace and my flashlight doesn't cast any shadows? Are you serious? Okay, that is inexcusable. No, I've definitely not I was playing on the highest settings. What the hell? This... No, I'm pretty sure it's not the GI or the shadows on medium. No, I'm pretty sure, because when I started the game, it doesn't. Okay, and the original did. Nah, man. I mean, I get that you lose, that it's more demanding, but even the original Stalker had that. I mean, just limit the flashlight shadows to the player. But the fact that this doesn't cast shadows... Oh, I'm baffled. There's a mod that enables shadows on the flashlight, but no, the game doesn't cast shadows. Oh my god. I'm sorry guys, I'm just baffled by this. What the hell? So yeah, let's swap to the next one. Let's go to the 4060 now. That is inexcusable, I'm sorry. Let's lower the textures for the next card. I cannot believe that. Okay, even the vegetation doesn't react to light. Oh my god. Even Metro Exodus can do it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. That just doesn't make sense. If you're using UE5, those features cannot be missing, especially if the original Stalker games had that. I still can't believe that it doesn't cast shadows. I mean, even, well, Left 4 Dead 2 has that feature. The Metro games, all that have that feature. Metro Exodus have cast shadows even from the muzzle flashes of the guns. Okay, they hit on Digital Foundry. Okay, Digital Foundry noticed that as well. Gotcha. Okay, so it's not a bug. It's not a bug that that the flashlight doesn't cast shadows. It's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, right now I wouldn't get the game. If you want to play it, Gamepad is always an option. I mean, I think right now we still need to wait for patches. I think it's too early. Although, yeah, I remember, guys, that this game was made under very extreme circumstances. I'm not going to talk about it because YouTube. But I mean, on UE5, having a light casting shadows, I mean, it has global illumination. A flashlight casting shadows shouldn't be difficult to implement. It's probably just a checkbox. I mean, you say in the light, when you choose the light, you say, does it cast shadows? Yes, that's it. I'm guessing they did it for performance reasons. Midway through the story, there are some really bad quest issues and you get locked out. Well, I hope that gets fixed. So it's not a bug. It's a feature. Yeah, even low-budget games cast shadows. Again, I mean, having a flashlight casting shadows or a fireplace casting shadows is nothing special. I mean, it's a very basic feature. Again, if you're developing a game, even on Unity, of all engines, I work with Unity. When you create a light, there's an option in the inspector that it says cast shadows, yes or no. That's it. Of course, it has a performance impact, but still. I mean, I don't think they should release it as early access. Maybe needed more time in the oven. Again, due to the circumstances of the country where this game is, I mean, the developers are from Ukraine. So obviously, you know why that delays development quite a bit. It has its own set of issues, believe it or not. So yeah, that's one thing. But this, I'm pretty sure they did it for performance reasons. If it already runs like this without shadow casting lights from a fireplace, I don't want to imagine what happens when you turn that on. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have it as an option. Maybe in the highest setting, put that as an option. It baffles me, really. This game uses software base. Oh, okay, software Lumen makes sense. Hardware Lumen would have been nice though. Okay, Nanite as well. Yeah, I mean, 80% on Steam, it makes sense. It makes sense because this feels just like the older games. The little that I played on the previous one, this feels very, very similar. It feels like a previous game of the franchise with better graphics, basically. So, and that's what people wanted. People wanted what we got before, with better graphics and a new map and all that, and that's what we got. So, again, the previous games also have lots of bugs, lots of jank, so it doesn't really surprise me. I'm guessing that's why people have good things to say about it on the Steam reviews. Yeah, the value is there. I agree with that. But if you don't know that while getting into the game, if you already played the previous ones, you know what to expect. But I still wish they could fix that issue. Especially those that soft lock the game because quest issues halfway through the game. That also happened in the previous games, unfortunately. But I think those are the main things to fix. Also the performance in towns. But I'm happy that at least it came out, finally. I thought it was never going to come out. Next game you're going to test? Well, I'm probably going to do Dark Sector and Goat Simulator on Steam Deck. I want to do Goat Simulator there because I have a lot to say about the remaster. The remaster of Goat Simulator. Oh my god. I want to do Flight Simulator 2024. That's probably the next one. Yeah, Flight Simulator. The reason performance in town is bad is because NPCs are fully rendered with all details, no matter how far from the player. Weird. Well, if that's the case, it shouldn't be hard to fix. It's just classic LOD. Okay, 1080p. The optimized settings from Benchmark King. DLAA. So native resolution. Yeah, it's probably one of the reasons. Did you watch the Foundry speed? No, I haven't. On consoles, it freezes 6 seconds. Oh god. We'll see. Okay, on native... Okay, on native outside, we're getting... somewhere into the 50s. That's actually pretty good. But since we have DLSS at hand, we're going to enable it. Let's see how high we can get it. Okay, so outside with DLSS quality, apart from that stutter, but the shooting is so satisfying. I'm pretty impressed. Oops, he just jumped. Who's to Adam? Oh, dogs. Great. Anybody else wants to attack me? Yes. For you in particular. Okay, there's also enemies at the other side. Frag out. Headshot. Boom, headshot. Headshot, headshot, headshot. Yeah, guys, shoot to the head. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying the game so far. I wouldn't play like this in real life because, well, I don't like playing on easy in general. And I like to play it more tactically. I'm playing it like if it was a Call of Duty game. But that's because it's a live stream and I'm here to look at numbers. I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, outside with quality DLSS and the optimized settings from Benchmark King, the 4060 has no problem whatsoever. Let me reset my capture card super quick because I have audio desync. But it feels great like this. Let's go to the town. Am I going in the right direction? Yes. Let's see how the town kills the CPU again. Although that's into the distance, doesn't have shading. I'm not sure if it's due to the store. El input con FrameGen se nota en el los pueblos con muchos personajes. Fuera del pueblo se siente muy bien porque el frame rate base es mucho más alto. Uff, veteran difficulty is way more challenging. Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to play the game right now on my PC because of the Quest bugs that I've been hearing about. Okay, once you get into town. Let me save. Yeah, inside the town, as you can see, the CPU just cries. Yeah, the town drops into the 40s no matter what. But with FrameGen, if the base frame rate is at least into the 40s, I think it's acceptable enough. Outside of the town, it feels pretty damn good. With FrameGen. Okay, let's see. Let's enable FrameGen. Although, right now, it's running better than I anticipated inside the town. There are some drops into the 40s, but it's holding up. Maybe because of the storm, I don't know. You would explore around and not take quests until the initial patch or two. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just gear up. Okay, let's use FrameGen and let's see how it feels. Here we should have the NVIDIA FrameGen. Yeah, here it is. DLSS FrameGen. Auto. Now let's put it on. So instead of the 50 to 60 FPS range, okay, we get 90 FPS, which is 40 something FPS as a base. It feels fine. Even in the town, the input lag is barely noticeable. What the heck? Okay. I would say definitely RTX FrameGen feels better than FSR3 FrameGen, but it's exclusive to the 40 series cards. But let's see this game. And obviously, if you're outside, your base frame rate will be much higher, so less of a problem. But actually, FrameGen in the town feels pretty good now. Oh. Now remember, grab this frame rate that you see, cut it in half, that's the real frame rate. Bueno, me alegro, Pirus XT. Espero que estés pasándola bien. Let's get to the town without the storm. Yeah, NVIDIA Reflex is there, don't worry, I enabled it. Pueblo Salicia. Ok, me fijo. Okay, back in town. Yeah, I don't feel a lot of latency. Input latency. But the fact that the flashlight and the fireplace doesn't cast shadows, I still cannot believe that is a thing. It makes no sense at all. This guy does have a shadow, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. Oh, okay, it's coming from that guy, I think.
What you want? See you.
Yeah, it's coming from this flashlight, actually. But then the fireplace doesn't have a shadow. So you can see that it's possible because this NPC does cast shadows. Still. Y Pirus, arranqué a los 3 años y ahora tengo 29, así que Tengo bastante experiencia. Y mucha práctica. Okay, let's turn off frame gen super quick. So without frame gen, we're into the 50s here. Okay. Makes sense that I don't feel a lot of input lag with frame gen on. But as you can see inside the town, there's no other thing that you can do other than frame gen. Oops. Because there's no CPU... There's no CPU related options. So this is one of the few, again, a few instances that I'll recommend frame gen. Let's load the previous save. What makes it messed up is the LED headlight creates no glare, and we don't know if it's much brighter than fire. Or DLSS quality or DLAA. In this case, I would say quality. Because you get a good boost, and the highest frame rate that you can get without frame gen, the better. But here, as you can see, I get 115. This is basically almost 60. I'm outside of the town though. So this is a demanding part, quote unquote. But the input lag is barely noticeable at this frame rate. If the base frame rate is about 40 something, usually frame gen is okay. But here it feels pretty damn good. I'm pretty impressed. Although we don't have a lot of options when it comes to performance in towns. Which is a shame. They need to fix that. Because frame gen shouldn't be the fix for anything. It's not a fix. It's just brute forcing. Brute forcing. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to die. Or am I? Weird ball. Yeah, sure. I'll grab it. Oh, okay. That just kills me right away. Gotcha. What is your CPU? It's in the description. It's 10 core. 8 core? 6 core 20 thread CPU, I think it is. Why there's pop-in despite nanite? Well, that's because nanite is not utilized for foliage. That's why we have pop-in. Nanite here is only for geometry. That doesn't include the foliage. That's why we get pop-in, unfortunately. So yeah, nanite doesn't cover foliage. At least not in this game. You have to specifically make the game with that in mind. Yeah, I died in the water because that was a strong anomaly, I guess. I don't know what this is, but looks pretty damn cool. I'm going to stay away. No sé, Virus, tendrías que usar mucho upscaling, pero con 6 GB debería dar. Eso sí, 30 FPS. Okay. So frame gen disabled. As you can see, without frame gen, this is what it looks like outside of the town. So that's why frame gen works so well outside of the town, because the base frame rate is already very, very high. Let's now do 1440p with DLSS balance. 1440p. Goes. DLSS balanced. And the same settings that I told you from Benchmark King. You can find it in the description, the video. Great video, very informative of each setting. There it goes. Balanced DLSS, 1440p, no frame gen. Something like this. And the edges I think look pretty good. Some trees though have some breakup issues. And well, that thing is not lit for some reason. Okay, this is where I killed those enemies. I'll check if their gun is better than mine, so it doesn't jam anymore. It's basically... Oh, it's called Boomstick. Let's use this one. Okay. Oh, he also has... Okay, I see it. Keep it like this. Let's change the gun. Okay, everything I have is broken, basically. So 1440p without frame gen. Again, if you're outside of towns, you don't need frame gen. The thing is, once you get into towns, it'll drop like very, very hard. Because CPU limitation. Yeah, also less RAM usage. I'm guessing... that's because we're not VRAM limited. Really, I cannot get through this gate. Are you kidding me? I cannot vault. Come on, man. Blitz! Y no creo que con un parche alcance, probablemente varios parches, pero debería ser posible. Is there really no vaulting? Let me load back to the action mode, which was, I think, this one. Yeah, finished that camp pretty quick. He was very, very thirsty. Save. Autosave. It should be this one. Oh, okay, the 40 series has new VRAM cache of some sort. Gotcha. Still not an excuse to give us 8 GB on a 60 series. Well, as you can see, if there's no storm, is more demanding because shadows are being cast. I don't see the foliage getting shadows either, which was something... I'm guessing they're getting the global illumination. Weird that they are not using the screen space shadows for the foliage, actually. That would have been a better solution, I think. It would have been screen space, but less expensive. Is that real? What do you mean? Now 5068 gigs. Oh guys, I swear, if they put 8 gigs on the 5060, I swear to God. $40,000 serious cash seems to help overall, at least. Yeah, seems to. My guy is very hungry. Okay, I'm hearing explosions. Yeah, as you can see, as soon as the sun goes out, we get a few extra frames, which is helpful, but the town is the problem. I'm guessing it's time for me to show you the town. For that, let me shoot. There's stalkers over here, I think. Yep. You don't want to do this if you're playing on normal. Whoa! That wasn't me. Okay, one down. Whoa. Done for. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, Jesus. Run. Run for your life. Jammed. I mean, 8 GB of VRAM for this one seems to be perfectly fine, even on higher resolutions. I just recommend, if it bothers you that in towns we get drops into the 40s, 30s, use FrameGen. Towns will feel a bit more input laggy, to say it in some way. But that's the only way. We get something even close to 60s in town. Again, I'm not a fan of recommending FrameGen. This is one of the first times that I'm recommending it. These monsters are tanks. Okay. Oh. Okay, so for the town, since again it drops into the 40s and we cannot do anything about it, you had to brute force it with FrameGen. And outside of the town, whoa, what the hell was that? Okay, I think something with FrameGen. Look at this, guys. I should be restarting the game. What am I doing? As you can see, some stuff is broken. Yeah, I mean, the performance doesn't make sense, especially in towns. I mean, it's only a thing that keeps 4060 Ti from being a joke. Yeah, I agree. Apart from the price, of course. But the frame gen, this is one of the very, very few games where I recommend it, just because of the fact that in the towns, there's no freaking setting that we can lower to make it better. It just refuses to use the GPU in the town. Like of... okay. I got you, Dark Master. I'll check it out. But that's the thing. And also, every time you launch the game, it says compiling shaders. Not sure why, because it compiled them. The first time takes a bit, but the second time is very quick. Not sure why they do it each time. Kinda weird. Horizon Zero. Okay. I'll gotta check that out. I'll save it on my bookmarks. Okay, looks like Horizon Zero Dawn, actually. Added to my wish list. Cool. What if Horizon Zero Dawn had a mobile game ad? Yeah, something like that. Seems to be. Watching the trailer right now, what a ripoff, yeah. I don't think they're going to sue. Or isn't that good? Okay, DLSS balance plus frame gen. Back to the town. Okay, back in town. Again, this is with frame gen on. As soon as I get into the town, I drop into the 60 to 70 FPS mark. That means that in real life, the real frame rate is 30 something, and you can really feel the input lag in comparison to outside. But if you don't mind input lag in the place where you're not in combat, you should be good. That's the thing. Yeah, the weather effects, I agree, they look pretty damn good. They did a great job with that. Never mind, there we go. So 30 something FPS is the base frame rate. Well, that's in towns. If you don't use frame gen, you're into the 40s, which is not bad. I'll probably play it without frame gen on this card, because as soon as you get outside the town, it's completely fine. It's above 60, these settings. So yeah, have you played the Metro games? Yeah, I played the heck out of the Metro games, actually. And they're clearly inspired by S.T.A.L.K.E.R. The Metro games, I mean. So yeah. Yeah, definitely game of the year. So yeah, in the town, just forget about it. If you use frame gen in the town, you're going to be into the 60 to 70 FPS range. It's not really the real frame rate, but outside with frame gen you get like 120 or higher. But I mean, personally, with this card in particular, I wouldn't use frame gen because outside it runs so well with the settings. Like going to the town and dropping into the 40s is not a huge deal. It's not like I'm in combat. So the town, unless I do something like this. So this is how you optimize the game. You basically kill the NPCs. They are not an issue inside towns. No, the first patch didn't address performance and shader compilation. I think they didn't even talk about performance in the first patch. Let me restart the capture card super quick. And this is outside the town, I think. Yep. And here without any frame gen is so much better. So yeah. Who are you? Can you save my brother? Hard pass. Can you save my brother? Yeah, sure. Nice gun, by the way. Thanks for the weapon. Hard pass. But dude, I'm having so much fun with this. I know I'm playing on easy and whatever, playing it like a pop shooter. Not run and gun stuff, which is not what it's meant to be. But the shooting feels amazing. I'm pretty damn impressed. The critics, when they were talking about the shooting, they weren't joking. Okay, somebody else is shooting the dogs. Sorry about that. Evil will run, all NPCs are killed. I mean, technically you could kill every NPC, right? Did I get him? Oh, hi there. Good you in the face. Vodka. Try another gun that has actual ammo. 11 rounds, more than enough. Oof. Headshot, headshot, headshot. If you didn't a headshot... Okay, he got 3 shots in the head. Oh, he did the same thing. Oh my god, I'm so dead. I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm playing on easy. My bad. That grenade would have vaporized me. Like this. Don't fetch the wrong one though. That was not sausage. I can imagine that. this one... Guys, my first bug. Like, gets him unstuck. I'll release you, sir. He's stuck. Yep, completely stuck. Let's try another angle. Oh, maybe with a grenade. If I had one. Vodka grenade. Nope. Not happening. It's stuck. Sorry, doggy. Cannot save you. Yeah, stuck under the ground. That's okay. All the mod would have to do is check your X and Y position in the database, turn on frame gen when the position matches. That would be amazing. Although that's not a solution, but that would be a good workaround, I would say. Oh. About time to run into those guys. Okay, I think I had enough for now. Again, my advice for this one is use Benchmark King's settings, which are the following. You can find the complete video in the description. He did a great job breaking down all the settings, so I used them. The game still looks very similar to Epic. Balance DLSS for 1440p, quality for 1080p. You'll be above 60 until you get to the town. If you're in a town and you don't mind frame gen, you could use that. The base frame rate is okay-ish. But that's the only quote-unquote solution. It's not a solution, it's just a way to get over that lack of optimization in towns. 1080p, 1440p, you can do any of those on this card. And it feels okay. I really like the gunplay. The gunplay is fantastic. Don't play it on easy. Please play it on at least normal. So you actually have to survive. I'm playing like if this was like Call of Duty. Which is not a bad thing, you can do whatever you want, but still. I think you're not doing the game justice. But this needs lots of patching, definitely. Right now, they haven't addressed performance or flashlight shadows or any of that, but I think they could in a bit of time. I'm just happy that this game is out. I thought it was never going to see the light of day, considering what's happening in Ukraine right now. But this really does feel like a S.T.A.L.K.E.R game. I played very little of the originals, but this feels very familiar, just with better graphics. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did checking it out. Sorry I'm late, I was on vacation, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time as more patches come out. Bye guys, thanks for watching, love you all, and hello Casper. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time, and be careful in the zone.